evening and welcome to ITV News. This is Wednesday night's Calendar.
Good evening. Here are tonight's main stories.
One of the biggest ever breakthroughs in brain tumour treatment and how it's already helped one family from West Yorkshire.
Our children deserve a chance. That's all. They deserve this. They deserve a chance at life.
Next stop, the ballot box. We take a trip through North Yorkshire as voters get ready to elect their first mayor.
It's been hard to find the sunshine in the skies at times this week, but the tulips are doing a good job at Clumber Park and the cowslips are doing a good job at Dinnington Community Woodlands. Where does that leave us for the rest of the week? I'll have your forecast and...
Special performance in Sheffield Cathedral is helping to tackle homelessness.
Hello. First tonight, it's been hailed as the biggest breakthrough in brain tumour treatment in decades. A cancer therapy taken at home, removing the need for children to have to undergo chemotherapy.
The National Institute for Health and Care Excellence has approved the combination of two different drugs after studies showed it caused fewer side effects and young patients lived longer without the disease getting worse.
Now, a mother from Leeds whose son has been receiving the treatment on a trial for the last 3 years says it will be a lifesaver for other patients. Michael Billington has our top story.
My name is Jensen. I like playing with cars and buses.
Now aged 6, Jensen Barmforth's regular brutal rounds of chemotherapy are, thankfully, a distant memory.
Before he used to be like violently sick constantly, daily, because of the other chemotherapies, which resulted in him losing a lot of weight, but now he's gained his weight. Now he's interested in eating foods.
This was the first sign that he may be unwell, the tumour in his brain stem making him unsteady on his feet. At just 15 months old, his diagnosis was heartbreaking.
Unless you're a parent going through it, you don't understand like the hurt. Sorry. You don't understand the hurt, like that's your child, that's your life.
But for the last 3 years, he's been receiving trametinib at home. It stalled the growth of his tumour and prevented him having to make repeated trips for chemo at Leeds Children's Hospital.
He's at school, he's thriving. This treatment that he's on is genuinely keeping him alive, but giving him the best quality of life also.
Now it'll be offered to other children in England. Clinical trials show it can be up to 3 times as effective as chemotherapy at slowing the growth of brain tumours, which are the biggest killers of young people under the age of 40.
There's a real sort of disparity between the prevalence and the survival rates and the actual investment into this type of cancer. So we're just really pleased. It's really encouraging to see that there has been investment in this research and that it's come to this new treatment.
Today's development comes too late for Susan Mountain from Liversedge. Her 13-year-old daughter Macy died just 3 months after receiving her diagnosis.
We'd have had more time. We'd have had more precious time, more quality time with her, because the chemotherapy did make her ill, did make her sick, did make her tired, and if that would be really beneficial to any child, not to have to go through that.
Jensen, where are you going? Come back!
It's thought only around 30 children a year will benefit from these drugs. The difference to them and their families, however, is expected to be hugely significant.
Our children deserve a chance. That's all. They deserve this. They deserve a chance at life, but to be able to live it like without the grueling side effects, like they deserve a good quality life as well.
Yes, they certainly do, don't they? That was Jamie Lee Bamforth speaking to Michael Billington earlier today. Well, in other news, the jury in the trial of a teenager accused of murdering a Leeds schoolboy has been shown CCTV from the day he died. 15-year-old Alfie Lewis was stabbed outside a primary school in Horsforth last November. Today, the court was shown CCTV of the defendant running with an object in his hand, which the prosecution claim is a knife. Jurors were also shown pictures of a knife which was found near to where the incident happened. The defendant, who can't be named because of his age, denies murder, and the trial continues.
It was a crime which shocked the country and devastated a family. The murders of Terry Harris, her 2 children and their young school friend in Killamarsh by Terry's partner Damien Bendel. A man with a history of violence who it was later revealed was known to be a risk to women and to children.
Terry's mother and the children's grandmother is living with the pain and sorrow of their loss, but she's trying to find hope in the bleakest of circumstances by helping other women seeking refuge from abusive relationships. Lisa Adlam has the story.
It's a small gesture, but one which could mean so much to a woman fleeing domestic violence. Angela Smith spends her days putting together care packages to send to women's refuges to provide some comfort in the hardest of times.
Just so they've got that little bag, because a lot of these women leave with nothing. And they've got this little bag and it's just sort of theirs, you know. We tie a little tag on to a little love art tag that just says "With love from Terry's fight." So, yeah, I just hope it makes someone smile, and if that's all I do, then...
Terry's fight was set up in the wake of the most horrific act of violence when Angela's daughter Terry Harris, her grandchildren John Paul and Lacey Bennett, and the children's friend Connie Gent were murdered at Terry's home in Killamarsh by Terry's partner Damien Bendel. 2.5 years later, the pain of their loss is ever present.
Yeah, it's broken all of us, really. I don't think any of us will ever be the same again. Well, no, I won't. So, yeah, it should, do you think, get easier? It doesn't. It doesn't get easier. Because, you know, they're all hitting milestone birthdays. My grandson would have been 16 in December, you know. That just doesn't make any sense to me. No.
But Angela's mission is giving her purpose and has overwhelming support from the people of Killamarsh who've donated supplies. In the past few weeks, 150 bags have been distributed.
Morning. Good morning.
Some collected by organisations from further afield in need of all the help they can get.
Lovely. Thank you for all that you've done for us. That's amazing.
I want to help as many women as possible, and that's what we're about. We want to help every single woman that needs that little bit of help. So if we can continue growing, that's what we'll do. We wanted to make a positive change in Terry's name, to make her continue helping people, because that's all she wanted to do in life, is to help people. So this is carrying on that, and she would have loved it.
It keeps their memory alive. It keeps like a little bit of hope that my daughter didn't die in vain.
And for as long as other women escaping violence need their help, Angela and Jade will continue Terry's fight. Lisa Adlam, ITV News, Killamarsh.
Well, thank you to everyone at Terry's Fight for sharing what they do with us. They're certainly doing a great job, aren't they? And you can read more about the work that they do over on our website. It's at the usual address. It's itv.com/calendar.
Yes, well worth a look. Now, still to come before the end of the programme, from the coastline to working the countryside. We take a journey across the county as we take a look at the race to become York and North Yorkshire's first mayor.
And when are we going to lose that nagging northerly wind that's made it feel so cold this week, especially at the coast? All the detail a little later on.
Now then, Ian, I bet you're the kind of person that's very organised, with all your paperwork carefully filed away.
Always organised.
Exactly. In fact, even your scripts are organised, aren't they?
Of course they are. I mean, what you can't see under here is a different story, but there you go.
Well, not everyone is like you, because lots of people stuff their receipts away in plastic bags and shoe boxes, don't
Yes,
they?
the old-fashioned way of bookkeeping. Well, I do know that 40% of small business owners, though, in Yorkshire admit to doing that when they could use new technology to make life a bit easier instead. Kevin Ashford can explain.
Autumn Rabbits loves making cakes and pastries, and she runs a thriving patisserie and cafe. But there was a time when the admin side of being a sole trader almost overwhelmed her.
It got so bad that at one point I really did think about shutting down the business. I just felt really under pressure. I had a family at home that I needed to take care of. I was really stressed about getting something wrong. I was staying up really late, like I said, doing admin and invoices, replying to emails, making sure that I had everything ready. I can't just, I could never just forget someone's cake. I had to remember everything, and that was really stressful.
Autumn's experience of being a small business owner is reflected across Yorkshire. In a recent survey, 40% of business owners here said they felt stressed about accumulating and misplacing paperwork. 38% admitted using old-fashioned record-keeping techniques like storing receipts in a box or a plastic bag. And sole traders in the region, on average, spent 42 hours a week running their business and only sleeping around 5 hours per night. Sarah Turner started her dog walking business by herself 6 years ago, and she now has a team of 6 working for her. Sarah had a business background before her career change, but even she says it's easy to underestimate what's involved in being a sole trader.
Don't think you're going to get up at 6 in the morning, start walking dogs at 8, finish at 6 o'clock at night, and that's your day. If all you've done all day is walk dogs, you've then got to build in, I've got to clean my van, I've got to clean my boots, I've got to make sure everything's ready for tomorrow, I've got to do my invoicing at the end of the month or at the end of the week. So really anything and everything is just build in, I personally would say, a couple of hours a day initially for admin.
The company behind the research says embracing technology can solve many problems for small businesses, especially with the advent of artificial intelligence.
Actually having the Gen AI assistants generating the emails for you, reminding you who owes you money, creating the emails, the messages, chasing those customers on your behalf is something that's hugely impactful and gives people, hours, if not days, back every week and every month.
Autumn says she's now streamlined the financial side of her business by using online tools and an accountant, meaning less bookkeeping and more cake making. Kevin Ashford, ITV News.
Well, from being indoors, let's take you outdoors because we're going on a journey across the beautiful county of North Yorkshire next.
Yeah, I love North Yorkshire. From the I can't say it though. From the historic city of York to the stunning coastline with 2 dramatic national parks. It has something for everyone. In fact, more than 800,000 people live there across 3,500 square miles.
Yes, and you enjoy living there, don't you?
I love it.
Next week, the first mayor of York and North Yorkshire will be elected. It's being billed as an historic moment, so we asked our political correspondent Charanpreet Kera to hop on the train to explore the area to find out what voters are hoping for.
Chugging along North Yorkshire's vast and varied landscape, the Moors Railway is a taste of what this region has to offer. Starting at the seaside in Whitby, I hop on to begin my journey.
It's like going back in time. It brings back childhood memories.
Hey, tickets, please.
We have a yearly pass for the train and we just love coming on it because the scenery is beautiful.
It's the noise and the clunking on the tracks and the smoke coming off.
A trip down memory lane for passengers, but this train is travelling towards a new reality for York and North Yorkshire, tied together as one combined authority with a new elected mayor who'll have powers over transport, regeneration and skills, as well as overseeing the police and fire services.
West and South Yorkshire already have mayors, so this is North Yorkshire's chance for a piece of the pie, or the parkin'. But the new mayor's patch spans a huge landmass of more than 3,000 square miles. That makes North Yorkshire roughly double South Yorkshire's patch and about 4 times the size of West Yorkshire.
Improving transport across this vast area will be a challenge for the new mayor. In Pickering, at the foot of the moors, it's off the train to continue my journey by bus.
Hiya. Can I just get an adult single, please?
Eden Blythe runs Moorsbus, a volunteer-led service set up to plug the gaps in the existing bus network.
Buses are important. Public transport is important. 20% of people haven't got a car, and it's access for people. And we upset passengers got together and decided to run our own bus company.
What are you hoping that a new mayor will mean for a bus service like yours?
I hope that rather than having a few disparate bus services, we'll get a network right across North Yorkshire.
Transport links won't be the new mayor's only priority. They'll also have to link up North Yorkshire's wide-ranging industries. At the final point of my whistle-stop tour, Moulton's weekly cattle auction, where auctioneer Will Tyson hopes farming will win the highest bid under a new mayor.
It is a large area, but a lot of that area is farmland. It is. Farmers have got a voice, but sometimes it gets forgotten about. So, yeah, some more support.
How hopeful are you that a new mayor will represent people like you?
Not a great deal, but we need fair representation. The UK political scene is in absolute, total disarray.
While some are sceptical, others hope the new mayor will beef up Yorkshire's devolution.
The whole idea of Yorkshire devolution and bringing money back up here that the people up here can decide where that money gets spent on, it's brilliant.
We've heard a lot about levelling up, and then, as you know, the main HS2 link and whatnot was scrapped. I think to have someone fighting your corner in North Yorkshire and making sure we get a fair deal is a good thing.
North Yorkshire's new mayor will have the power to fight for that fair deal. But bringing these diverse communities, landscapes and industries on board will be a huge task. Jerempreet Kera, ITV News in North Yorkshire.
Oh, some stunning pictures there. And here's the full list of the candidates who are standing to become the first mayor for the York and North Yorkshire Combined Authority. Confirmation that 6 people are in the running. Polling day is Thursday the 2nd of May and polling stations are open between 7 in the morning and 10 o'clock at night.
And you can hear from all of them over on ITVX, because while Charanpreet has been crisscrossing the county by train and by bus, ITV News correspondent Tom Sheldrake has been taking a road trip of his own to hear from the candidates.
That's right. OK, time for some football now. Doncaster Rovers made it an incredible 10 wins in a row last night to all but confirm their spot in the League Two playoffs. This 4-1 win at Colchester means that Rovers need just a point from their final game of the season against Gillingham on Saturday to secure a top 7 finish. Meanwhile, Bradford City kept alive their faint hopes of reaching the playoffs too after Tyler Smith's late winner at Barrow, 2-1. Final score.
Fantastic. Now then, I have to say, I've been really busy getting my garden all set
Oh
for
yeah,
spring.
you've been planting your seeds?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Aren't I good, Kerry?
Yeah, you are good.
They're going to be
A
safe.
little bit premature, shall we say?
What?
Yeah,
It's the end of April.
This cold spell is continuing tomorrow night, not tonight. I mean, we've been hovering around 1 to 3 Celsius the last couple of nights, and that will continue tonight. But the blue you can see on tomorrow night's chart indicates a widespread rural frost. So if you have put your delicate plants in, we are sub-zero and we'll be hovering just above 0. So, yep, we've got to sit this out all the way through until the end of the week. I'll show you the air mass until the time we get to the weekend. We stick with that northerly really until Friday. Then it's this area of low pressure to the south that, yes, will give us average or above temperatures by the weekend, but probably unsettled. But we don't let a little bit of cloud unsettle us, do we? And here are some fantastic crepuscular rays that were around last night. A big thank you. Keep them coming. Weather photos at itv.com.
And we'll see you a bit later too.
You will.
That's disastrous news. Now then, a 30-piece orchestra is heading to Sheffield Cathedral for 2 concerts to raise money and awareness for a vital Sheffield charity.
One will be devoted to Pink Floyd and the other to Fleetwood Mac. Adam Fowler has this.
For centuries, Sheffield Cathedral has stood in the heart of the city. But today it wasn't prayer filling the chamber, but Pink Floyd. It's a rehearsal for a concert next month that aims to raise money and awareness for the Cathedral Archer Project, which helps the homeless in Sheffield.
The most we can do is try and help and support, and my way of being able to support people is through music. It's something that I can use to give back to people, so if this can help people and if it can make a difference, then that's worth it.
It's an increasing problem in the city, with the charity saying it's the worst it's ever been.
We've got high numbers of people just sleeping. We've got temporary accommodation that is really filled up. And so we're not able to offer some people space to move off the street. And people are staying in that temporary accommodation longer. So we've got a real bottleneck within the system and high costs.
This music wasn't intended to be played in places of worship, but it's won the approval of Sheffield's award-winning composer, songwriter and record producer, Elliot Kennedy.
When you write songs, you write pieces of music, you never envisage where that music's going to be played or in what context. And the idea of Pink Floyd, and Comfortably Numb, writing a song like that, and imagine it being played by a string orchestra in a cathedral is bananas. But you hear it in this context and it's like it was always meant to be,
It's hoped the concert and a second one featuring the music of Fleetwood Mac will open up the space to those who wouldn't normally use it. Adam Fowler, ITV News, Sheffield.
So good, all these different ideas to get more people into these buildings.
Oh, that's a great idea, great setting certainly. Now then, let's get the weather forecast from Kerry.
Good visibility on the horizon. TUI sponsors ITV Yorkshire Weather.
Hello again, yes, quite a bit of cloud around the region today, feeling pretty chilly, but there have been some breaks. A big thank you to Tom for this great shot at Ferrymoor Flash, and of course the bluebells still looking beautiful. Weather photos at itv.com. So still that northerly, dragging in a fair bit of moisture across most parts of the region during the course of today. You have to be west of the Pennines for the best of the sunshine and the best of the temperatures. So as we head deeper into this evening and overnight tonight, many places will be dry with clear spells, but there's still some cloud around, and there's the risk of showers to the northeast and to the southwest as we head towards tomorrow morning. In between, clearer spells and a touch of frost in very well sheltered spots as we head towards dawn. A chilly enough start though as we head into tomorrow. There are your sun times 5:42 and 8:27. I think tomorrow morning there'll be quite a bit of cloud around, those showers tending to merge. Could be on the heavy side, maybe even with some hail and wet snow over the hills sinking south. But behind that, I think fewer showers, drier conditions, and the winds will become lighter. So it's an improving story from the north, but temperatures still below the average for the time of year. And then under those clearing skies with light winds, that widespread rural frost as we head through into the early part of Friday. Maybe a dry start, but then a mixture of patchy cloud, a few showers and some sunshine, but again temperatures below average. As we head into the weekend, low pressure stays to the south on Saturday, but is likely to bring us cloudy skies throughout the day, maybe some showers for later on. The temperatures are improving through the weekend, but Sunday at this stage looks quite unsettled.
TUI sponsors ITV Yorkshire Weather.
There you go, depends what you want, if you want it warmer or better.
Well, my plants don't want it cold, they don't want it below minus
a
whatever.
duvet,
what have you
you
planted?
All sorts. Veg.
Carrots?
Yeah, all sorts. Veg.
Very good.
And some new plants as well. Oh, it's a disaster.
They're all going to be dead. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon. Bye.
Oh, thanks. Yes, great.